Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And yes, in today's video I'm going to be teaching you the basics of hair ventilation for those of you that want to go into learning how to ventilate your closures by yourself or filling up your closures by yourself. So this is going to be the basics. And if this is your first time coming into my videos, seeing my face, because I hardly show my face in my videos, so this is one of the few videos I show my face. So if this is your first time coming here, you're welcome. And please do not forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share, because I know you're gonna learn something big from this video. And if you're my subscriber, I love you, welcome. And yes, we are going to learn how to ventilate. That's the basics of ventilation. So there are three types of ventilation. We have the single knot ventilation, we have the double knot ventilation, and we have the double split knot ventilation. So in this video I'm going to be showing you the three types. I'm going to show you how to create them and what they are basically used for, like, because they cannot be used in all scenarios. All right. So, and also I'm going to be attaching other videos to this particular video. I have two videos in which I made 2x4 closure, and I have another video I taught, that's the right word, I taught how to create a 2x4 closure from scratch and how to create a 5x5 closure from scratch, which I'm going to be attaching in the description box below to this video. So even if you want to learn, or if you want to do a 2x6 closure, you can learn it from the video where I taught a 2x4 closure, and from the video where I taught how to create a 5x5 closure from scratch, you can be able to also do a 6x6 closure, 7x7 closures. Those are called mini frontals anyway. So stick right into the video, as I'm going to be starting with the first kind of ventilation, which is the single knot ventilation. Please do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to like, and do not forget to share. And if you're already my subscriber, I love you. So let's go right into the video. So like I said, in this video I'm going to be teaching you the different types of ventilation, how the different types of ventilation looks like. We have three types of ventilation. We have the single knot, the double knot, and the double split knot. All right, so this is just like a small net and a paper that I'm going to use for representation. That is if you want to start ventilating. But this is just like, should I say, an example. It's not like I'm actually ventilating anything. I just want to teach you, because this is like a beginner process. So if it's your first time coming across my videos, please do not forget to subscribe and give me a like, because you're going to learn something from this video. Then I'm going to be attaching other videos on how to learn a particular size of closure, the 2x6, 2x4 closure, which is the smallest size of closure, and the 5x5 closure, that is a mini frontal. So with the knowledge of those two, you'll be able to ventilate maybe a 2x6 or a 6x6, just the same method. All right, so let's go right into this video. This video is going to be quick. That is why I'm not trying to do any so much I'm not stressing so much on the introduction. We just have to go into the main video. Like I said, there are three types of ventilation process. We have the single knot, we have the double knot, and we have the double split knot. So now in ventilation, you need your knitting pin, your ventilating pin, your net, a paper under your dummy head. Then you need pins, and lastly the hair you need to ventilate. So I'm just going to take a small portion. We're going to start with the first one, which is the single knotting. Single knotting. Why is it called single knotting? It's called single knotting because the knotting is single. It's just one particular knotting. So in case this is a hole in no particular pattern, this is a hole. I've put my ventilating pin inside through the hole. You can see it enters. This side is the one facing me. It enters a particular hole and it comes out. Then you turn your hair into a loop like this. Let's say this is straight hair, this is straight. So you take the shorter corner at the beginning of where you cut the hair from, you bend it like this. So the shorter corner is this side, the longer corner is this side. So this is how it is. So through this loop, you're going to take the amount of strands you would, whether 1, 2, 3, 4. So you pass it through just as you are seeing Why is it called single knot? Because everything is going in through the knot and you're bringing it out. So you can see it's a single knot. Everything is going in through the knot. So we go again, take the amount you want, pass it through the hole, make sure everything goes through. So this is it, single knotting. The knotting is 1. We go to the next one. Everything is going through. Now you can see this is a single knotting. Now I'm not just going to be teaching you the kinds of knotting, I'm also going to be teaching you where it's necessary to use these knottings, because it is not advisable to just use the single knotting anyway. Now for the single knotting, the most perfect use of this single knotting is if you want to create a braided wig. One, because it has fine beginning. You can see the knottings are not so obvious. One, the hair goes in one direction, which gives it a fine look. It is one of the finest looks of the 3 ventilations, because the knotting looks in it and the hair goes in one direction. Do you understand? So it is best preferable for braided wigs, to create braided wigs, like all these, you know, braided wigs that wants to give this natural scalp. Do you get? So you first ventilate like maybe a closure, then braid it. So this is the best. Do you understand? Now I won't advise this for a normal closure, whether a 2x4 closure, whether a small closure, or a mini frontal or a frontal, because these single knottings do not last and they are easily affected by anything. They are easily affected by water. If you put the closure that use single knotting to do inside water, it's going to be pulling out. If you comb too much, it's going to be pulling out. So it is just best for braided wig. And also, if you're a beginner in ventilating, the maybe in learning how to ventilate, and maybe you have a wig where there's a particular part that is just a bit plucked out, you can use this knowledge to just fill it in, just as a temporal method. I would not advise, it would not last, but just use it for a meantime. But for ventilating a closure like a 2x4, it's a complete no. So that's it for the single knotting, and I hope you've learned something from that. So we go into the double knot, just as it simply means knotting twice. So you pass through just the same way your hair would be, your ventilating needle would be. You take the amount of strands, you pass it through the hole, you knot twice. One, make sure it's firm, knot the second time. So this is what you call a double knotting. You do again, 1, 2. So let me do the third time. So you can see. 1, 2. So this is the double knotting. The difference between the double knotting and the single knotting is that the single knotting is just 1 knotting, while the double knotting is 2 knottings. Now, yes, you can, I would advise for the double knotting, if you want to use this method to ventilate closure, I would advise for a small closure, which is a 2x4 or a 2x6. But if you are going for mini closures or frontals, I would not advise single knotting. Double knotting, because when you are going for a mini closure, you would, or a frontal, you really want to do like a C-cut. And creating C-cuts with just double knotting will give much gap. It won't be as nice as it will come out, because the best is the double split knotting. It would not really come out excellently well. It is also fine because the knotting looks fine. It goes in one direction. So I prefer it for a small closure like 2x4 or 2x6, where there will already be a pattern it will give that fine, precision from the pattern to the outer part of the smaller closures, because all the hairs move in one direction. So they are very, very nice for small closures. All right. So, but the last and the perfect, also this lasts way more than the single knotting. It lasts way more than the single knotting. But the last is the double split knotting, which I will teach you right now. This is the double split knotting. Once you pass your hair through the hole, the first knot goes like this, you knot, then the second hair, which is the shorter part, goes in through and comes out, then you drag a little. Let me do it in another place so you can see. So the double split knotting. Do you see how it goes? Pass the hair through the hole. Once you do that, the first one comes in, then the second one comes in, then you drag. I'll do it again for you to see. Pass it through the hole, the first knot comes in, the second one comes. Okay, this didn't come out well. Pass it through the hole, the first knot comes in, the second knot comes in, then you drag out. Pass it through the hole, first knot comes in, second knot comes out, drag. Now you can see the difference between the single knotting, this is single knotting, and the double split knotting. You can see how fine this particular one just goes from the beginning, but you can see this way this is a bit, how like with it's not like going just slipping down straight. Same with this double split knotting. The beginning is just fine. Let me try and remove this. The beginning is just fine. Why the beginning you can see from here is just fine. Why this one? The beginning here is fine. Why this one is a bit, it's not that smooth. So this particular double split knot gives volume. It gives volume than every other type of ventilation, so it is easier to use it to ventilate larger closures, 5x5, 6x6, because it does not just give volume, it covers a more it covers, that's the best word I can use, it covers more space. So if you want to go into the next line, you can do the in-between method and use to ventilate. So because you're using this in-between method, now you can create a C-cut. Like for a mini closure, which is a 5x5 for a frontal, you can easily create a C-cut and it will come out well. But here, no matter how you create the C-cut, it will be so obvious because all the hairs are going into one direction. But this one, you can't make all the hairs go into one direction. So to an extent, they'll still be like, how do I put it? There'll still be like coverage. Do you understand? So this is the best method out of the three of them. I would advise you can use it for 2x4 closure, you can use it for 5x5 closure, but I won't really advise for braided wigs. If you want to go for braided wigs, you can either use the double knotting or the single knotting. The reason why people go for the single knotting one is because it is faster. It is the amount of time you use to create a whole closure with a single knotting. You would like create like up to 2 closures, meanwhile, or maybe 1.5 closure, meanwhile the person is still ventilating one of these because you are double splitting. Okay, so just let me know in the comment section which one you'll be trying to create a closure with. You can also create a small closure with this double knotting. All right, so you want to learn how to create a 2x4 closure or a 5x5 closure, it will be added in the description box below on this video, so you can go and check out the different ways how to map, how to create the base, and how to do the body, the full closure. So, and also do not forget to subscribe, like if you've learned something from this. If you have any question, please feel free to put it down in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.